So this is Taylor, and this is going to be our first workout session. We actually just met 20 minutes ago, and Taylor went out for her run. I don't have the cardio machine in here, so what did you do? 5-minute warm up, about 15 minutes, moderate, and 5-minute cool down?
Yeah.
Okay. And how did that feel?
Pretty good.
Okay. That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're just going to go through our tour of the gym. This is our stretching area. Any core exercises or stretches. We've got the foam roller there as well if you need some of that. And then into this section is going to be our weight room. So basically a squat rack, a bench. We've got our weight tree there, all of our dumbbells, barbells, the pins. And yeah, so that's that. So we're going to get into it. We'll come out into the stretching area to start with. And we're going to start with single leg balances, just a little bit of just some stability stuff, kind of still warming up a little bit. So I'm going to start my stopwatch, and we're going to be doing 30 seconds each side. So up on one leg and just going to balance just for 30 seconds each side. Okay, so good. Found the gym okay today?
Yeah.
Okay, switch side. Switch. So we're going to do 3 sets. We're going to do 3 sets of everything. This is kind of just like a beginner workout, just so we can still keep assessing you and kind of figure out where we're going. But after the balances, we're going to do a resistance band chop. Switch side. Normally that would be a medicine ball, but unfortunately our medicine ball is out of order at the gym. We're going to do a bodyweight squat, chest press with dumbbells. We're going to go into bodyweight lunges. We're going to do a seated lat pull down. Again, our lat pull down bar is out of commission, so we're just going to be using a resistance band. We're going to go into prone planks, and then we're going to finish up with lying leg raises, and then we'll go through some stretches. Cool down, switch again. Any questions with any of that?
Nope.
Anything you're not familiar with?
No, that sounds pretty good.
Switch. Last one. Did you find the balances pretty easy?
Not too bad. The first time my leg was out too far.
Okay.
It was not over close to my leg, and I found that's why I toppled over.
That's good. So now we're going to head in and we're going to do the resistance band chops. So I'll give you a quick demo. So we'll tie it up there. We'll do one set going this way, and then we'll turn around and we'll do one set this way.
Okay, and how many?
We're going to do 10 reps each side.
Okay.
Actually, that might be a bit challenging. Really a small band. The important thing with these is to really pivot with your hips and rotate instead of. I don't want to see any. I don't want to see you standing, not rotating your spine. It kind of puts a lot of pressure. So if you kind of shoulder width apart and you pivot with your hips and then pull down, you can really use your core, your obliques. Then we'll change over to the other side. Okay. But the important thing is really pivot with your hips. It kind of engages everything. So we'll do 3 sets, 10 each side.
Both hands, right?
Yep. Keep them straight out. Kind of start with them up, straight. Yep. And out, pull. Okay. Try and keep them straight. If you need to, move in closer to the anchor point. It'll make it lighter for you. Okay. Get more of a pivot with your hips as well. A little bit more. So this one, can I touch you?
Yep.
So this one wants to finish back. So back. If that makes sense. Yeah, a little bit better. Almost like the hinge in the deadlift. If that helps. Is that? Okay. So
What you said?
Yep. Keep your arms straight. Kind of get the lead hip to pivot a little bit more. Ten?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll have a 30-second break. Do you need some water?
Sure.
Any plans for the rest of the day?
No, not really.
Okay, go ahead, do another set.
How should I have my hands? Because I feel like that was uncomfortable.
What we can do, if this is easier, we can attach this as well.
Okay.
So try and keep your arms straight, hands upright.
Okay.
That probably is a little easier.
And like hands like that?
Yep, and just straight.
Okay.
Arms shouldn't be doing any of the work. How's that feel?
Much better.
Try and come out a little bit so you're starting a bit higher. Yeah. So I really want to start high, finish low. You're not feeling that in your back?
No.
Okay. Good stuff. Have another 30 seconds. So have you done most of these exercises before?
Yes. Yeah, except for the lat pull with the band.
Have you done a regular lat pull?
Yes.
Okay. So it's pretty similar. Just we don't have a bar and you're going to be holding the band, but same thing.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead for your last set. remember to pivot. Okay, well set. Two more. Okay, good stuff. Do you think you could do a higher resistance band next time?
Probably, yeah.
We could probably use those for the lat pull down as well.
Okay.
So the next one is going to be body weight squats. So we'll go out into the stretching area.
Okay.
We'll have a little bit more room. Okay, so you said you've squatted before?
Yeah.
Okay, so try and keep your feet under your knees, under your hips, under your shoulders, everything stacked. Feet out, hands out in front of you if that's easier, by your side, however you want to do that. And then we're just sitting down. So the knees should come slightly out and a little bit forward, not all the way out. Just like that. Try and stay upright. Brace your core, just like you're sitting down into a chair, pretty much. A little bit narrower.
And how many am I doing?
10 of each.
10.
Okay, so don't try to accentuate the bum coming back too far. So I do want the bum to initiate the movement, but I don't want you to stick the bum out and then down.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
I just feel like my toes keep coming off the ground.
Okay. Okay, so your knees are kind of caving in. I want them to kind of track slightly out and forward. So really focus on keeping them out, not letting them cave in. Yeah. Try and stay a little bit more upright. Yeah. Is that really tight in your ankles then?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we can do, I'm just going to raise your heel up. You look like you're really struggling with the mobility there, so we're just going to put our heels on there.
Okay.
And so what that is going to do is, if you don't have the range of motion in your ankle to keep your heel on the ground and your knee come forward,
Yeah.
when you're squatting and the knee comes forward, you're not going to be able to stay stable on your heel. So this is going to lift your heel up
Yeah.
and just take some of the pressure out of that angle. So your knee isn't going to come forward as much anymore now. So if it is your ankle mobility, which it does look like it is, then you should be able to get a lot deeper and a lot more comfortable doing it. So we'll go ahead with that second set. Just remember to try and keep your knees out, not let them cave in.
Okay.
Yeah, that's much better. Is that a lot more comfortable?
Much, yeah. The first time I felt like I was just gonna fall right over.
Okay. So moving forward, that means we really need to work on our ankle mobility. So I'll show you the calf stretch at the end. I think that's going to be really good for you. And then you will probably benefit from foam rolling your calves as well.
Okay.
So this is kind of just a band-aid what we can do is squat with these, and then when you get a little bit more comfortable, we'll drop to a 5 pound weight, kind of shrink it, and then eventually we'll work our way to getting rid of them altogether. So the fix is going to be the stretch and the foam roll. This is just a band-aid so we can not hurt your ankles, not do any damage to your calves, and as well we're not learning bad recruitment patterns when we're trying to squat.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Really focus on your knee path. Yep. Okay. Perfect. So now we're going to go to the chest press. We can probably set that up here as well. So I started you off with 20 pound dumbbells. 15 pound dumbbells.
Okay.
I think that should be a pretty good start for you. So how we set up for this, feet are going to stay on the ground, squeeze your butt, have a slight arch in your back, so I don't want to see you like really accentuate and keep your back flat.
Okay.
Your back naturally has an arch. And I want you to pull your shoulder blades down and into the bench. Okay, so bring your shoulders down. They shouldn't come forward with the dumbbells. So
Okay.
bring them down. And that really allows you to get the proper path of the chest. And so we're squeezing our chest at the top here. Okay?
And I'm doing 10 of these as well?
Yep. If anything feels too light or too heavy, we can adjust the weight as well.
Okay.
It's really good. Try and keep them as stable as you can. Yep. So, we'll have a 30-second break. Did you do much today?
Not a whole lot. Spent some time outside today. It was nice out.
Was a nice day.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're supposed to get snow tomorrow.
How are you feeling with it so far?
Good.
Anything hurting?
No.
You said in our initial consult you had no pain or injuries.
No.
If you do happen to wake up tomorrow and something's really sore more than normal, call me and we can have a look at what's going on. But normally if you have no pain or injuries and you get pain, then we're probably not doing the full quite.
Okay.
Good, go ahead. hard to keep them stable.
Yeah. I've normally done it with a barbell, and I find that a lot easier.
Yep. So what can happen with the barbell is if you have a stronger side, one can take over.
Okay.
It'll feel more stable, but if we can learn how to do it with the dumbbells, it will translate to the barbell. Okay, so another 30 seconds. Are they pretty good weight? Do you need lighter or heavier?
I think that's good to start.
Yeah. While we're learning how to stabilize, I think it's good to keep it lighter than what you probably done left anyway.
Okay.
And then once you start to get good path with the dumbbells, then you
Yeah.
start to increase the weight. Okay, go again. All set. Think you starting to get tired?
A little bit.
Good. Okay, so we'll put the dumbbells back. We'll move the bench over, and the next one's going to be our bodyweight lunges.
Okay.
So we've got a bit of a path here. So I've got 10 each side. So that's probably going to be a lap to the wall and then back into the squat rack. So what we're going to do, kind of stand stable, kind of natural. We're just going to put one foot forward. I don't want to be right in line with the other one, but it goes straight forward, not too far out, straight forward from where it is. So kind of out enough to get a stretch and then come down, touch.
Yeah.
Everything stays stable, embrace your core, embrace your butt, and then really push off that back foot to come back.
Okay.
And then forward again, touch. And then, like I said, really squeeze, like contracting that back leg to push up
Okay.
and through it. Okay?
And sorry, you said 10
10 each leg.
each leg. Okay.
So if we start in the squat rack, probably have enough room to do out, turn around, and then go back. When you turn around, just make sure you remember which step you stepped into it and then alternate. Okay. Remember to brace, try and stay as upright as you can. Yep. Yeah, I can see your ankle mobility. Kind of just the last little bit at the end of the range of motion, your heel kind of comes up off the ground. So what we're working on with the stretch and the foam roller will help the lunges as well. Remember to touch that back knee on the ground. Pushing off the back foot. Okay, good stuff. 30-second break. How do you find them?
I don't like lunges.
Okay. Sore.
A little bit, and I just feel like off balanced a bit.
Okay. So the biggest thing with being off balance is if you keep your feet, imagine if they're on like train tracks. Okay, the train track doesn't narrow or get wider. They stay in the same path, and where it comes forward is exactly in line with where it left off from.
Right.
And if you can do that, that'll really help your stability left and right. Okay, go ahead. Careful with that door. Are your hips a little bit tight as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that. I'll give you some stretches at the end to help with that as well.
Okay.
Is anything hurting or just uncomfortable?
Just uncomfortable.
Okay. Okay. How are your legs?
Not nice.
Okay. So one more set and then we're pretty much done with lower body.
Okay.
Yeah, so the last set of this and then we've just got the seated lat pull down and then some core stuff.
Okay.
Do you need more water?
Maybe.
How long since you've eaten?
Oh, about 2.5 hours.
Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, go ahead. Okay. Good work. Have a break. Get some water. So with these, I might I'll take a little. Okay, so try and stay upright. I don't want to see too much bending or back. Stay kind of upright. And the first movement should be your shoulder blades coming down and back.
Okay.
And then once they're fully retracted, then your arms come down.
Okay.
Back up, and then your shoulder blades. So shoulder blades, arms, shoulder blades. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
After a couple, you can kind of build it into one fluid motion.
Okay.
This is going to be working our biceps, but the main muscles are the lats.
Okay.
A little bit of the rhomboids, which is what helps you contract your shoulder blades. But this is a regression, so eventually we can build up into a actual pull-up.
Okay.
Okay, so we're using the same muscle groups, mainly our back, a little bit of our biceps. Try that. It should be okay. If it's too tall, okay, so kind of keep your hands facing frontwards.
Okay.
Let them stretch out. Let your shoulder blades come up. In the first movement, keep your arms straight, shoulder blades down and back. Can you do that? It's kind of tricky. Okay, then bring your arms down. You feel that?
Mm-hmm.
So if we're not engaging our shoulder blades properly, then we're not actually targeting these back muscles.
Okay.
How's that? Is that too heavy?
I think that's good.
Okay. Really focus on these back muscles more than anything else. Couple more. Good. Alright, looking good. So, I think what you're doing is you're pulling them back, but you're shrugging.
Okay.
And it's a really complicated movement because they're on the back, we can't really see it. A lot of people have trouble kind of connecting to their scapula.
Okay.
So, it's if you imagine at the top they're up. So if you shrug, they're just moving further up. Right? So instead of shrugging, I want you to bring them down. Does that make sense? Stand up, I'll kind of show you something. So this is going to be the same but opposite. So with the pull down, we're trying to bring them down and back. Here, we're going to work on bringing them back.
Okay.
And I think that's going to help you. So when you're here, I want you to come into the post without bending your arms. So the arms come in. The only thing moving is the scapula.
Okay.
See that? So if I bring my scapula in, then my body has to move into the post. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So try a couple of those. See if we can kind of get your scapula moving in the right direction. Yeah, really good. You kind of feel that movement?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want you to keep that movement, but now we're going to be moving them in and down as well. So try a set like that.
Alright.
Like I said, a lot of people seem to have trouble connecting to those muscles. Being on the back, they're not really easy.
For sure.
Yeah, that's better. Still shrugging a little bit. Yeah, keep them down. Yeah, there you go. Does it help if I touch those lats? Does that help to engage? So yeah, because they're on the back, they're really hard to connect to, but what you can also do is touch the muscle you're trying to target, and sometimes that can help somebody connect to the muscle that they can't see. Okay. 30 seconds and then last set. And how long do you think you could do a plank for?
Probably like 30, 45 seconds, somewhere in there.
Okay, so the first 2 sets, I'm going to do a 20-second plank.
Okay.
And then the third set, we'll just see how long you can get to.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, go ahead. much better. Really good. Okay, so let's get the mat back out. I'll move my camera back over. Okay. So get into position. Try and keep your back straight.
Okay.
Really embrace your core. Don't pick your butt up. Don't let it drop too far down.
Okay.
Okay, so.
And you'll let me know when the 20 seconds is up?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, go ahead. Get your butt down a little bit. Yep. Is that a lot more challenging?
Yeah.
Nearly there. Okay, drop. Tired?
Yep.
Alright, get ready. Go. Butt down again. There you go. Almost there. Good job. How's that?
Good.
Okay. You got a lot left in you?
I don't know if I can do much more than 20 seconds.
Okay.
I thought I could, but maybe it was the poor form.
That's okay. We'll, if we don't get more today, we'll shoot for more next week.
Okay.
Get ready. Go. Okay, 20 seconds. Alright, so the last exercise, if you look at my picture.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people, when they do core exercises, they use their hip flexors more than they use their core.
Okay.
So, this is going to be the lying leg raise. So, we're going to bring our feet up to about 90 degrees. But I want the butt to stay on the ground. Kind of maintain that arch in your back. Everything stays still and level, and bring them up. Kind of squeeze your core as you come up. So
Okay.
you can hold the ground next to you, keep your feet together.
Okay. And you want me to do 10?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, and you should really feel your core pulling your legs up.
Okay.
But the lying leg raise is a little bit different to a regular sit-up in that with the sit-up you're bringing your body up, and so it makes it a lot easier to cheat and use your reflexes. So yeah. Feel okay?
Yeah.
Really hard?
No. not like super hard.
Okay. Okay, good work. 30 seconds off. So the progression from this would be a hanging leg raise. So you hold
Okay.
on the bar and then bring your legs up. But again, it's really important to kind of embrace your core and not engage your hip flexors.
Okay.
So this is a really good way to learn how to do those movements, isolating your core without bringing the hip flexors in. Good. Go ahead. Three more. Good job. Again, sore now.
Yeah. Just a little.
Okay, last set. Good work. Okay. So come on up. How do you feel?
Tired.
Okay. Alright, so we're just going to go through some stretches. Just going to hold the stretches for 30 seconds. So I'll show you, then I'll let you do it. And I'll give you the time. So try and stay kind of square to the post. Keep your elbow and your hand on there and just turn away from it. And you should really feel that stretch along your chest.
Okay.
So your chest is going to come up and attach to your shoulder.
Yeah.
You should feel that really stretch. So hold for 30 seconds each side. Good. Okay, switch. That feels okay on your chest?
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one's going to be a wrist stretch.
Okay.
So keep your arm out, fingers pointed straight to the ground, and just pull your hand back in towards you. Okay, switch. next week. Okay, so the next one is the neck stretch. So just not too rough, just gently bring your head to one side. Should feel a little stretch down the side of your neck.
Okay.
Again, don't reef it off. Switch it off. Okay, switch. Okay. So the next one is the lat stretch, so pretty similar to what I was trying to teach you on the post.
Yeah.
Just lean back, just
Okay.
without the scapular movements. So you should feel it stretch down the wing muscle down the back.
Okay.
Can you feel that?
Yeah.
So that's the muscle that we're trying to engage in the lat pull down. So stretches can be a really good way to try and connect to the muscle as well.
Okay.
Okay, so the next one is the quadratus lumborum stretch. So feet just in front of you, however you want to do it.
Yeah.
Kind of have a hand to your side and just lean over.
Okay.
Okay. Switch. Okay, so the piriformis while we're down on the ground. Lying on our backs.
Yeah.
And then just pull one leg a little.
Where am I supposed to feel this one?
So this is really good for kind of your whole hip complex,
Okay.
a little bit in your thoracic spine. Okay. Okay. So a couple more. So we're going to do the hip flexor. So similar to the lunge, get the knee down on the ground. Try and stay upright. Try and squeeze your bum and get your bum to move forward. And the more forward your butt comes, the more you're going to stretch your hip flexor. Down by the side of you for a minute.
Like that?
Yep, so trying to stay upright, Squeeze your butt, squeeze your core. Yeah, you feel that?
Right in there.
Yep. Okay, switch. See one of them. Yep. Is that side harder than the other?
Yeah.
Okay. That's something we can look at in the next couple of weeks as well. You work in daycare, do you always carry the kids on one side?
Probably more so on my right side.
Okay. That might create an imbalance with the others. Okay. Cool. So hamstring stretch, so try and keep your knees kind of straight and just lean forward. Touch your ground if you can, touch your toes. If you can't, grab your ankles. Wherever your range of motion ends is fine. Okay. Okay, and then the last one, which I think is going to be really good for you, kind of just grab a wall, a post, whichever. Get the back foot back.
Yeah.
The important thing is to keep the heel on the ground the whole time, and we're just going to lean forward as far as you can go while keeping your heel still on the ground.
Okay.
And that's going to be really good for your ankle mobility. So yeah, this one, keep that on the ground. You should feel a really big stretch down your calf. What you can do if you're at home and you want to practice, if you stretch your calves out for 30 seconds each side, and then you try and do some bodyweight squats, really slow and controlled because you've just stretched the muscle.
Yeah.
But try and do some bodyweight squats and just see if you can get much lower.
Okay.
Okay, switch. All right. Awesome workout today.
Thank you.
Any questions?
I don't think so.
Okay. So I'll send you an email with your program for the week,
Okay.
and then you just sort out with the front desk when you want to come in again next week.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sounds good. No worries.